talking about pretty much sex trafficking or fatherless children in a foreign country, Philippines. And this is because, well, it's a big issue of rich people and stuff going overseas and trying to find their sexual fetish. And ultimately, when someone tours to another country, it's because that country wants to make wealth. And they have accommodated people from other countries that don't have things in their countries and make it available in theirs. Meaning drugs, sex, anything under the board, even supernatural items or whatnot. And so what we're talking about today is a place called Fallen Angels. It's a place in, or something like that, City Angels, Fallen Angels in the Philippines, where foreign wealthy people go and mess with the underage women pretty much. And this is, of course, a moral issue. This is a big moral issue, or I wouldn't be talking about it, because it seems lately, over the past, I don't know, I'll just say since a little bit before COVID, it's become a thing now for people to do all this crazy shit to children. And they're trying to make it legal, if you ask me. And it's not a good thing, so that's morally wrong, because like the Bible says, we're supposed to treat people who are younger than us like our little brothers and sisters, and same with the elders. So even when you find that mate, then it's worthwhile trying to do whatever it is to procreate and continue your species or bloodline. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into this, and I'm just going to comment on things and explain how I feel is wrong or morally wrong. So this is the intro. This video has reached over at least 250,000 views, and it's pretty interesting though how these people make good documentaries. You know, I would make one, but I'm tired of this city.
Yeah, show me.
In the Philippine city of Angeles, until 1991, there used to be a U.S. Air Force base. These days, though, many men who are mostly retired flock to the city of Fallen Angels to make peace and love. As a result, a whole generation of orphan children is growing up in the Philippines as though it was a post-war country. Huge numbers of children were fathered by foreign sex tourists.
So right there is my point of why this is a moral issue. These people come, have sex, leave children, to the point that there's more children that's homeless and stricken. Anyway, they're in poverty, and it's because that these guys just, mess with the women and leave the kids behind, and the women are already turned out now, so they keep trying to do sexual things, and eventually leads to chaos in their adulthood. So this is a serious thing.
They have never, and in all probability never will, meet their dads.
Hi, Dad. Sana matulungan mo ako pagtapos ng pag-aaral ko. Gusto ko po sana maging doktor.
So I know I'm blocking the words there. Pretty much what's going on here is they're trying to show a little number of kids in this one region of the city that don't have fathers, but there's a large group of them. And the thing about it is that this large group, everyone in the village is pretty much a fatherless child. So anyway, I might skip past this a little bit.
Opo. Pinanganak po ako 2004.
She says she was born 2004.
Birthday ko po
In August 14.
August 14. Hi, Dad. Ito malaki na ako. Medyo sila.
This is big boys already 12.
July 1, 2003. Pinanganak ko. Sana magkita tayo.
He really hopes to meet
Tayo
him.
ng pagkakaroon ko pera.
And his German blood.
Blood ako at sana magkita tayo.
So he's German. Here's the thing with that. Okay, so watching this, you'll realize a lot of tourists that come and stay and impregnate the women are German, and the other half are American, and maybe some from the Great Britain area and so forth. But they're going over there just for this whole act of just having sex. So it's a sad part though is that I don't know. It's something not to play with to me to have a child, and so these women, I heard before that there's strong Christian beliefs in the Philippines. This region must have missed the mark, and so this is a place where they're just like doing it to do it. This is what they're trained in, and as you see, it's a lot more. It makes self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory why they do the way they do and act the way they act. So yeah.
Hi Dad, I'm Paulina Jane Reliosa. I'm 11 years old. My birthday is January 5, 2004. I'm your daughter at sana po pumunta ka po dito sa Pilipinas kahit isang araw lang po makasama ka po namin. At ang pangarap ko po ay maging flight stewardess. Sana po makasama po kita kahit hi Dad.
So she was saying that, she's lives in the Philippines, she wants them to come back, and she wants them to spend the day with them at least once. With her, I should say, at least once. And so, just a longing for her father, to meet her father, and to have him return to the Philippines. And it's sad because you're not just saying kids that are foreign, you're saying kids that are biracial, because like I said, they're mostly Germans and Americans and so forth. So it's just the number of kids that's getting brought up in a different way. I'm not understanding who they truly are. It's so sad. It's beyond sad. It's just disturbing and a culture shock. It's like the equivalency of changing the economy. Going over, putting a large amount of money in a place that doesn't have any, and then things start going higher in cost. But instead, you're filling the market, or should I say, the community, with more children, the overwhelmed with children, which will automatically make more people, but yet make it to where there's more disturbed people later on because they didn't have that nurture, they didn't have that teaching skills that parents give their children. They didn't have these abilities to want to aspire to be something greater than whatever their parent was. So it's a real emotional, stressful issue. It's very sad. It's crazy. Anyway.
Hi Dad.
So you can see the shift in changes of skin color and things because of the crossbreeding. And I shouldn't say it that way, but I don't know any other way to make logic, instead of the interracial relationships that are causing these abandonments. It's a sad thing. See, this is just the beginning. It just pops up the title, Fallen Angels. It's crazy. You see, the sad part here is, okay, this woman that's walking into this place is a young woman, and there's lots of young women, and it just gets even more and more obvious to why these foreigners are coming over and making love to these women and leaving babies behind. It's sad still, like I said, it's just, all of it's sad. I'm going to probably keep saying that through the whole thing because it's heartbreaking. It's one of them things where, like, you watch some shows and the dog misses his family, and then he spends the whole movie trying to find the family, and then he finds the family, and you're like, oh, Or one where the kid's looking for their mom or something, they find the mom, they realize that the mom wasn't the mom they wanted. The whole time they wanted the one that was raising them that wasn't cool. I don't know. It's like one of those movies. So she looks like she's been on the track for a minute. She's walking all weird and slow. And it's gotta be hard being a woman of the night and always changing outfits and putting up with multiple different people and personalities. It's gotta be heartbreaking.
Sarah charged us
Disturbing.
$100 for the night. She's 20, and this is the day that her daughter turns 2 months old. She continues to work in the bar so she can afford to feed her baby, whose biological father has returned to Australia.
So 2 things. One, she's 20 years old, and we just seen a bunch of abandoned kids. And so her being 22, thinking about the daughter, but her being 20 years old proves that she's not even fully grown herself. She's still a child, you know. And so she has a 2-year-old daughter, which means that she had the kid, or conceived the kid somewhere around 17 or 18. And then she gave birth around 18 or 19, somewhere in there. And bam, she's 20 years old, and she's still doing this stuff. And here's this 2-year-old baby that's sitting out there because of some Australian guy that came and decided it was a good idea to have underage sex. And it's a sad thing. I don't know what the law system is in other countries, at least this one. Let's just talk about this one. I don't know what the law system is in the Philippines, but obviously there's no age limit there. And this is what most of these rich people probably figured out and went over there. And I'm going to say rich people because they're bored. A lot of things that happen in overseas has to do with wealthy people that are bored and trying to find something else to do. And this is said that our culture as humans, our species, let's put it that way, we're supposed to hunt things, fight things that's trying to attack us. We're supposed to, I'm just talking old humans really right now, is that they're supposed to attack and fight things that are coming at us, predators if you will, and things that we find prey. At the same time, you know, we're supposed to have a woman that's supposed to protect the children, educate the children, make sure they grow strong enough so they can continue to keep that protection and that safety net. But the thing about it is, it doesn't work that way because of the fact that nowadays we got technology with all these things. We're supposed to be more civilized and more educated than any other species or previous humans before. And yet, there's dumb people everywhere. Dumb groups, dumb organizations, a whole bunch of jobs and things are creating things, but no one's doing on these things. And it's boring for them. And because you can get food so easily, you don't have to kill for it no more. And you live in an area where there's no outside predators that's not our species. You know, besides the ones that are our species, we have to look out for because they went mad, sick in the head, and decided killing was a good thing. Where I'm coming up with this is this, okay? We live in a state of where we're so far touched from our old previous ancestors and what they had to struggle, fight for, and sacrifice for to make it so we would be born and be able to live a life of comfort and stability. Well, here we have people who are trying to do the exact same thing. They're trying to fit into a society that isn't quite there. You know, they're trying to copy it in a way, but they have to do what they have to keep their families and their people alive and themselves steadily fighting to survive. It's a weird issue, you know, and I'm not saying that people in foreign countries are primitive, but I'm just saying it'd be cool if people shared the wealth and then we're all on the same playing field, and then a shit like this wouldn't happen. And that's all I'm saying.
Sarah, is it the first time the TV crew films you or like takes you for a night?
Thank you. I'm shy. Yung nine naman sa baby ko,
This is how I got pregnant.
lasing din ako nun eh. Yun, hindi ako nirep.
How I got pregnant? Well, that time I was really drunk.
Pata ko nun eh.
I believed he took me by force.
So, what's happened sa'yo? Sabi ko, ano nangyari sa akin?
Later I asked him what happened.
Yun, sabi niya. Iwan ko sa'yo.
He said nothing happened.
Sabi, narep mo ko yun. Umagal. Tapos,
I asked him, did you rape me?
pwede niya ako. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanya.
Then my period was
Hindi
late.
siya naniniwala. Sabi ko lang naman ng,
I told him, but he didn't believe me. I'm laughing because I'm translating freaking the language that a chick can say it, so it sounds funny when I say stuff. Because obviously it should be a female translator, but it's just me here. So,
Hindi ko ginagamitan ng condom.
and she says, I told him he was my only client who didn't use condoms.
Ano sabi ko sa kanya? Kaya yung part naman niya, okay, sige.
Finally, he said, okay, do what you like.
Umalis siya. Isang
He goes home for a week, then comes back.
linggo siya doon sa kanila, tapos bumalik agad.
I spent all my time with him.
Tapos doon ako sa kanya nag-stay. Tapos bumalik na
Then he left again for a month.
naman siya, 1 month. Hindi talaga ako tataling uuwi na may
There are weeks when I don't make any money.
pera. Kasi minsan umuwi ako ng pera, minsan umuwi lang.
Sometimes I go home with no money.
Hanggang
Some days I make 200, 300, or 400 pesos. Pesos, yo. That's $10. God, dog, that's so fucked up. Anyway,
200, 300, kaya hanggang 500 pa.
if I manage to sell drinks to my clients,
Pataas lang yan kapag may drinks ako eh.
if not, I go home without a single peso.
Tapos yun, minsan wala akong nauwi kahit na piso.
So, okay. Stop it for a minute there. No, I kept stopping and pausing. I gotta read this shit. But anyway, wow. So this girl was raped, has a baby. The guy comes and goes from country to country. He goes back to Australia and just stays there. And took advantage of her. She was the only one. He was the only one who didn't have protection and all this crap. And once again, you gotta look at the age. She's only 20, so this happened when she was like at least, I don't know how many years I'm trying to put in between her, but I think it's like 18, 19, if not 17 at the least. So it's just either way, he took advantage of her and her age. So this guy's a real dirtbag. But because he's able to travel from Australia to the Philippines, which isn't really that far, they're still in the Pacific Ocean. So it might have cost a little bit for them, but I'm pretty positive someone from Germany or the States, the United States, and it costs a little bit more money. So I don't know, even though from what they're saying it's pesos, which I knew, but I didn't even ponder the fact that they're living wealthy off of the money that they already have when they get there. So it's not as wealthy as I thought. I mean, pretty much now, by understanding that it's pesos, it means that anyone with about, at least $5,000 would live like a king in the Philippines or Mexico. One of the two.
The first time we met Sarah wasn't in a hotel or bar, but at her home. We visited to film her Aunt Nelly.
Anong sasabihin mo sa
What do you want to say to your dad?
papa mo kasi hindi ka naman kinikilala niya?
Doesn't understand you, his daughter.
Anong sasabihin mong ano? Sino ka tawa?
He says, why are you just laughing? I'm not just laughing. You see, you gotta look at this. This woman is holding a baby and she's talking to someone else's baby, and it's not clear if that is her child that she's talking to. And sooner you will see. And I mean, I just felt like talking about this whole issue because I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. Because it makes no sense to me. And I say this with just like a little bit of concern, is that it makes no sense to me why we would have to go overseas from any country where there's a large quantity of women, there's more women than men on this earth, and yet find sexual partners somewhere else. I mean, something's not pleasing about the women in the country we have. There's something toxic or disturbing or just straight up, how do I say this? Overwhelming, that in a bad way. You know, when it comes to mating with women in your own state, in your own country, you know, to where you feel like going somewhere else. But like I said, it's not just about women, because this, like I said, this girl that they show, for example, isn't that much of a woman. She just became one. So it makes sense that they're there for their perversions. They're there for their perversions and their sick desires, and it's just crazy.
Nelly has a daughter too, from a Scottish client.
Ang baby na to, anak to ni Sarah.
This is Sarah.
Pero ako ito nag-aalaga kasi mama niya.
This is Sarah's baby. I care for him as his mother has to work.
Kailangan magtatrabaho siya
And
kasi
so that proves my point. It wasn't even her kid, someone else's kid. If she stops working, she won't have money to buy him milk.
kung siya magtrabaho, wala siya pambiling gatas. Kapag part-time ako, linis.
As for me, sometimes I clean houses, do laundry.
Laba. Kailangan kapag kami sa bahay, ang baga na
This helps to pay the rent on the house that we share with my cousins.
pag bayad, dihati, sabi magpipinsan.
And the little girl says, "Let's make faces at the camera
Pagwaki mo na.
and show off her big eyes."
Nelly had to quit sex trades because the bar didn't want to hire her anymore. Youth is the only commodity that's in demand here.
See, it just keeps proving my point. And it's not about just enjoying yourself. Like me, okay, like a hometown boy, I love to get the hell out. And if I was to travel to some place like this, it would be more about trying to discover something I haven't seen, be places I haven't seen, take photos of amazing things that might catch my eye in nature, or anything like that. You get souvenirs or something, you know, see how much everything costs and probably how much land it costs over there, and if Americans can buy it, you know, things like that. But yeah, and it would be cool to meet some beautiful women, but you have to have something that understands how to live and survive. Someone that can work on your level, you know, or someone you can grow with in some ways. So, but this is just taking advantage of people that ain't developed right or developed yet.
Siyempre, kung hindi ako mag-extra money, wala kami dalawa, gutom kami magnanay.
Sometimes I don't have any odd jobs.
Ay,
When that happens, my daughter and I end up with no money and nothing to eat.
na lang ang ginagawa kong paraan. Pa-extra, maglaba, magkibata. Minsan hindi siya nakakapasa sa
Sometimes she can't go to school as I can't give her money or pack her lunch.
school na, stop siya. Siguro kaya na mabasa sa school sa baon. Kutungang.
She can't sit there with nothing while others eat.
Kasi doon yung mga bata kumakain sa wala, di ba?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
That is George.
And see, so just even the education system is messed up. You know, they ain't really showed it, but you can tell that they don't have no real entertainment over there either. So it's probably a thing where they feel like there's a party or something when the people come over and they're celebrating and whatnot. This is the type of stuff where, and it's kind of like what I was saying about messing up the economy, but they're messing up the community. It'd be even more of a culture shock and another way to turn their community around if you brought a large form of entertainment. So it might motivate them, it might destroy them, it might, you know, change their culture forever. So just depending on what you bring in there. So it's just crazy, but now it looks like they're talking about the father.
That is the father of
Yeah. Michelle. Awa yan na ipakita mo wag daw yun. Kaya sabi mo yan, pisiktomy daw.
He said he didn't have, it was a visa, temerity, I can't even pronounce that shit.
Daw siya. Yung batak nagbuntis. Pisiktomy daw siya. Mas hindi ko man alam na may laman na pala ang tiyan ko. Kaya nung katapos ng tabuan, nag-pregnancy test ako pala dalawang
And so I'm just like, let stuff go by. A month later, I did a pregnancy test and can't come back it came back positive.
Uwi. Kung alam mo, hindi sana ako inamoxicillin. Kaya, siguro,
If I had known I was pregnant, I would have had taken pills.
pang ang salita niya yun, nagka-problema. Para siyang bulol. Na di rin mga mga bugkas yung
That's why Michelle has a speech impediment.
salita. Bulol-bulol. Kung salita ka dito, harap ka.
So this is, so she's saying she was trying to take pills because she was trying not to get pregnant, but she was already pregnant, and then caused her daughter to have a speech impediment. This is even way worse than that. I mean, this is bad. This is what they were trying to prevent. And I understand because of what she's saying that if she doesn't have money, she can't eat, they can't pay whatever. They're not making that much because it's just pesos, and so to have another mouth to feed is a big problem, a big burden. And this is just sad. We need to take, once again, my whole thing about wealthy people and celebrities. We're going over there, and I have to bring up the issue where they adopt foreign kids, and then this is always just one, and they run off, and this kid's supposed to be some kind of, I don't know, idol, because they're with an American idol or celebrity. But the thing about it is, it doesn't cost much. If this is just pesos, go over there. Hell, $50,000. We can change that whole town. Build up something that they can make money off of, as well as be able to change the community so where people can actually make better money. Make a place where, like kind of a factory that they can start making products and sell overseas. It most likely will bring financial wealth to all of them. At least that's my opinion.
So, Papa George, sige natin ka itong auntie. Yeah, Papa George. Dali na.
Something about TV, just that whole thing.
Kasi Papa George, gusto kita maging
Father
papa.
George, I want
Lalahanin mo
you to
naman
be
ako.
my
Dali,
daddy,
sige,
please. Thank
dali,
me.
magsunod ka. Tag-alog man lang.
That's
Kuyari
going
si
too
Papa
fast.
George yan. Ayan. Papa, tingin ka dito. Huwag ka tumingin sa akin. Doon.
And even a dog looks shaggy. Poor dog, like tied to a chain, hanging out in the back. Dogs are probably more for protection over there than like little fuzzy toy kid thingies like they are here in America and Japan. So yeah.
Okay. Michelle, ano pangarap mong maging?
Artist.
She wants to be an
Okay,
actress.
bakit artist?
What she wants, she wrote. She wants to be an actress.
Bakit gusto mo maging artist kapag laki mo?
She wants to be popular.
Gusto mo makilala sa ibang
She wants to be well known.
ibang tao?
Para maging
She wants to be popular.
Kita.
And that looks like the chick that took off earlier and has the baby. Which now, since she's coming to this woman's place, most likely we know she's the baby's mama. That sounds funny to say that. She's the baby's mama.
Next ka mo. Kasi mayroon ka mo.
It's so small. Yeah. Sorry. Baby moms.
When did you give the birth?
It's September in 7 months.
Really?
You didn't expect to have
Didn't expect to have it early. She said yeah. Sorry, I paused the whole thing there because I'm like a little confused. I don't even know how I got confused a little bit. But I'm more confused about the camera crew thing. Like, they've been filming the baby the whole time before she got there, and now they finally touched her. It kind of confused me, like, how did you not be able to hold the baby before the mother got there? And anyway, 7 months ago, that's just it's a time where a mother needs to be more around her kids, the newborn, than separate. I don't know, it's really just disturbing and damn right uncomfortable in a sense. People should be ashamed of these people that go over to these other countries and do this. This is making the whole country that they come from look bad. make them think that all the guys and stuff are like this, and it's just sad.
So much.
They asked her, does she love her kids? She says yes, very much.
Gising-gising. Gising-gising. CJ Jenkins, it's a
CJ Jenkins, it's okay, don't worry. Which means that's the dude that knocked her up.
okay. Don't worry, makakaya ko yung
Yeah, I can provide for my daughter.
buhayin yung anak ko.
I'll do my best even if it's hard.
Kakayanin ko kahit mahirap. Ako yung magiging tatay
I'll be both mom and father to my child.
at nanay sa anak ko. Yun lang. Thank
So thank you
you
for
po.
all. Yo, man, that's so sad. I'm kind of getting choked up even thinking about it. It's fucking me up. God dog it. I ain't trying to get all emotional over some crap. But it's just so messed up, man. It just looks, this is the only way they can communicate with the baby's fathers. Is through this documentary thing that the father probably ain't going to see because, hey, they not giving a damn, you know? It just, if they cared, they would have stayed there in the country or took the kid or the woman with them, with the kid, to wherever they're going back to, you know. If they're going back to their home country or going to another country to set up shop, that's what they should have did. Took responsibility as men. And with that being said, I'm going to say it like this. All men need to take responsibility for their children. All women need to let men take responsibility for their children and stop this women are better, men is this and that and back and forth bullshit. And sit there and actually show you care about the children you create, show you care about family, show you care about a connection and union with the people you're closest to, which is the ones that you create and the ones you love the most. Okay, there's tons of women out there that you could have sex with and stuff, but what's the point when no one truly cares for themselves? Then that means they're not going to care for something you create or love. And I mean, I can get deeper into this whole thing and talk more about it, but to me it's really sad and it's heartbreaking to even see this girl about to cry over a guy that knocked her up, you know, by rape, and they sit in a place where they don't have anything. This is just horrible, man. And I just think that these people should be accountable for their actions. I think the law enforcement need to make some kind of team to make sure foreigners are not being taken advantage of to the point of where they have this outrageous numbers of homeless children or fatherless children, and the girls ain't being taken advantage of when they become close to age, because like I said, she was somewhat of a teenager when she gave birth to this child, and then you got other girls that's probably looking younger than that. There's probably no rule there when it comes to age, but still, they have to see there's a responsibility. And I think, I say you have to see, but there's a responsibility from the countries where these people come from, where they should at least go over there and check and see if there's a person from Australia, Italy, I don't know, England, freaking Germany, America, whatever, all these countries, shoot, France, whatever, and make sure that they're not doing this, going over there and just abandoning kids and getting women pregnant, and not just getting women pregnant, getting underage women pregnant, and then this whole process just keeps going and going and going, and it's crazy. So, if you think about it, even the little girl that's sitting there talking about she wants to meet her father, as soon as she hits, like, I don't know, let's just say a random number, like 16, 17, bam, there's some asshole from another country who's got money coming over, taking advantage of her, and then the process starts all over again. It's just demented. It's sick. And it's one of them things where if I go over there and create the mother family protection system and make sure that what happens there, people get penalized for their actions. Because that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It's just morally wrong. This is the abandonment in the biggest form, because you get to escape and act like it never happened by going to a whole nother country after you just took advantage of the one you were just in. It's just morally wrong. I don't think anything can say it's right unless they just say, okay, this is good. But if this was to happen here in America, they go find the guy and they make him do jail time, first off, for raping her. Second of all, they would make him pay child support, and pretty much all of them would pay child support for abandoning these kids, and so on and so on. You guys already know the routine of how it would happen here in the States, so why should it be any different anywhere else? Those laws should still travel overseas to wherever country it is that they're doing this most action, and they should never be wavered. It should always stay there. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up and say, I can go on, and maybe I'll do a part 2, finish the rest of this video, or just keep going through it. But it's a little too much for me right now because I'm pondering all this crap. Like, some of these dudes need their ass kicked, just to be straight up honest, and it's just really sad. So the moral thing to do is to try to find someone you love, no matter how physically attractive the individual is, or wealthy, or smart, or whatever it is. Find someone you love so you can start a family the right way, and not just take advantage of somebody just because you're in the heat of the moment and just throw them away like trash. That's morally wrong, and I'm pretty positive it's morally wrong by God. And so with that being said, peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Until next time. Out. Peace out. Yeah.